liked a lot of what you mentioned. The other things, I guess my biggest discretion right now. Uh, I think people get caught up in the symbol of what they want it to look like. Oh, they represent this. It's for the children. This and that. But then that don't really pan out the
Right.
way it should because they don't prioritize those type of
Right.
things, right?
And they
So
have to
what
be.
I'm looking at now is uh, the recreation is for the children, right?
Recreation.
And people feel like those people are being left out, whereas what it seemed like a generation of kids just won't have that opportunity, or what are we looking at as far as like by the time we're able to come back around to those things?
Well, one of the reasons why recreation has been uh, placed low on the totem pole, so to speak, is because of the funding. Funds are very difficult to get, as you can see. Even in trying to get grants, that was the only grant that was left off. Now we're going to go back and redo it. The 20-acre area that I was talking about, as far as the W.O. Gwynn Park, that is going to be a recreational facility for the whole city of Winsboro.
Okay.
And that is a proposal that needs to be done. But now let's just take the Berry Park area, or if you want to, you can use Wallace. It doesn't matter. But if I were to ask you a question, just like you're asking me, what is it that's missing from those areas that you would like to see? What is it that's missing from Berry Park, or missing from the Wallace from the Wallace Park area that you would like to see? I've asked these questions, and I've asked them in some cases. I've never gotten answers because they say, "Well, we got everything, but it just needs updating," and that's exactly right.
Right.
But even to update, even to maintain, even to do maintenance, it costs money.
Right.
We got to have the funds. Now, a little bit can go a little ways, but a lot can go a long ways. And what we're trying to do is improve the areas. For instance, let me give you something. You go to Monroe. How many swimming pools do you actually see in Monroe?
How many?
I tell you what you do see.
I don't know any.
Yeah.
That's right. No. I tell you what you do see. Splash pads.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You see, it's the change that is taking place. And people have got to understand that for their children, changes has to take place. So we may have to go from swimming pool to splash pads. We may have to go from underwater lighting that in some cases these lights that are in the pools are out. Why do you think those lights are out? There's a defect. There's a problem. And you want your child swimming in an area like this?
Probably wouldn't.
You see?
So
you have to make sure that things are what? That are structurally sound. And that's why. So if I shut down one pool because it was leaking, and then it's not going to be a big enough pool to suffice for the whole city of Winsboro. But what we're going to look at doing is revitalizing these pools in these areas, making splash pads, adding more playground material, adding more playground stuff, making sure that the poles. Do you know those poles that are at the park right now for the baseball park and softball park? Let's say the softball park at Berry's Park. Do you know how old they are?
I have no idea.
And in some cases, do you know that a pole of that size, it may look good on the outside, but on the inside, it's doing what? It's decaying. The light fixtures, in order to replace the bulbs in those light fixtures to make the field shine bright, we can't hardly buy them. They're outdated. We have got to modernize. We've got to mechanize. And you can't keep throwing good money after bad material.
Right.
So at some point, you got to stop and take hold and start all over. And that's what we're doing. Now, I got the flack of saying that John Dumas don't want to help our young people, enjoy recreation. That's not true. But we had to stop it in order to start it and to make it better. Once again, just like I was talking about making the educational process better for you, to make your best better, the recreational process has to be made better too. We can't just keep doing the same thing. You got one field over there that kids don't even use. And they can't put bulbs in them because they can't even buy the bulbs to put them in there. So the things that I'm looking at, and they think that I'm doing this because it's, because I don't want, no, that's not the case. I want to see it better. I want to see children enjoy. And I want them to enjoy. And I want the parents to enjoy. But it's got to be safe. It's got to be decent. And it's got to be sanitary. And if I don't do that, I haven't done my job. So those are the kind of things that I'm looking at.
Okay.